5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Hey everybody, we're back for another episode. This is episode 25, and we're talking about Donald Trump getting back on the big Twitter, the big blue bird. And how you guys doing? And let me shout out a happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving and aloha from Central New Jersey. And I just wanted to let everybody know that you can find Tulsi Gabbard on Rumble also, and she's got a great podcast, and take a listen to her.
All right, now you went and done it. All right, I was asked to relay a message to you in particular
From Tulsi.
about your
Tulsi?
About your simping. This is Dr. Black Pill from North Jersey, by the way. And
Welcome.
my friend Scott said he's gonna whoop your ass until you get your mind right about this freaking Tulsi thing.
Well, let me just say this.
All right.
I'm taking odds on that, but go ahead.
I've been listening to her, and so far I haven't heard her say anything that I didn't agree with. Well, maybe a couple of things that we don't see eye to eye, but mostly she's on par with what I'm thinking. So
Yeah.
I'm saying, you know what? If you think that she's like a mole for the other side, she's doing a good job of discrediting the Democrats, and why would they have her do this? I'm not buying that.
Hey, what do you mean discrediting? She's not discrediting anything. They don't give a shit about Tulsi.
Okay.
So did you hear what Elon Musk did the other day?
Wait. Well, hold on. By the way, Obama said a lot of cool things too.
And Obama said nothing cool.
Nothing cool.
I didn't hear. I've
There
never
was
heard
nothing
one
cool
cool
about
word
that
come out of his mouth.
All right.
Sorry, I shut you down on that one. I'm taking one street cred point away from you on that one. That was blasphemy. So, I'll give you one chance to publicly denounce that, retract that comment.
Yeah, I'm not talking about for those who are awake.
That's weak. That's weak.
No, it's not weak. You're asleep as far as Tulsi goes, just like everybody else was with Obama.
Okay.
Everybody. I didn't vote for that man.
I did not either. All right, so let's move on.
Yes, and let's get to the meat and potatoes. Speaking of
There we go.
Thanksgiving.
Speaking of Thanksgiving, did we say it was Thanksgiving? Yeah.
I
By the way, I believe Thanksgiving is when the Europeans decided to come over here and settle. And I don't want to get into the whole history of it because that's not our topic tonight. And I believe that was the inception of the greatest country ever created. That's called America today. So anybody out there that might have been taught something differently in their higher ed or lower ed, you're wrong. So
wait, what do we call them? We call them the colonizers or something.
I'm not sure. Well, they want to go into how the Europeans came over here and killed everybody and gave them diseases. Okay, all right, whatever. Then leave anyway.
I like to think more along the lines of, we came over here and colonized you because you hadn't invented the wheel or the alphabet or anything or
words,
nothing like that, or words. So we won, you lost, get over it.
And in winning, we made it a better place.
Yes.
So. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't your people, like, everywhere they go, kill everybody?
Well, we get a bad rap. We get a bad
you
rap.
people.
The Vikings, man.
Yeah.
You people. Anyway, after a poll, real scientific, I don't know, I'm not really a Twitter user, but the average you'd say came out to about 50-50, which I would actually be honest with you, a little bit I know about Twitter. I'm surprised it was a 50-50 unscientific poll that Musk took regarding getting Trump back reinstated. I would have thought it would have been, because there's a lot more Well, this is kind of proof positive to me that it's really a blank bot echo chamber. It's not nearly as important as everybody thinks it is. But he basically said the people have spoken. Trump will be reinstated.
Well, according to CNN, the bots are who voted Trump back in.
Well, I mean,
Well, CNN are idiots. Sorry, not sorry. First
Stating
of all,
the obvious.
Yeah, first of all, according to, everybody, the bot problem is way reduced ever since Musk has been in there. So he's been cutting down on it. However he does it, I don't know. That being said, they still implemented a bot attack shortly after the poll was announced. And during the night, oddly enough, coincidentally enough, during the night, a whole bunch of no votes were found.
yeah. Surprise! Where's the Twitter headquarters in Michigan?
It's
New York, right? San Francisco.
Yeah, that was kind of
that's the Michigan joke. Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, I thought it was kind of funny because he put in the Latin was it Vox Poe Oli Vade, which basically means the voice of the people is the voice of God. That was, he's trolling, and that doesn't mean nearly that saying isn't as bad as everybody thinks it is. It implies that the masses, right or wrong, are often irresistible, I guess you could say. But in some ways, you can say that that's a mob rule Latin saying. But translate it into today's America, who knows what they think it's going to say. But speaking of CNN. This will probably get us pumped up a little bit.
Wait, what? Hold that thought for one second. I was just thinking while you're talking about Latin, when I heard him, quoting Latin, it just reminded me of our father because he, for some reason, always quoted Latin. Remember?
He actually painted it on the side of one of the gym bags.
Yeah.
Days when we had gym bags, Quo Vadis.
Or something. Yeah,
I was hoping you were going to say Deus Volt.
Yeah, no. I have one of my email headers, or I should say signatures, is a cis vetum. You're going to make me quote it now. See, I am not prepared for that.
See, passum.
Antebellum something. To want peace, be prepared for war. Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that was a little bit of trivia because the father of Latin there just was. I mean, you know how he was extremely well read. He read everything that he could get his hands on, I think. He made you feel stupid all the time. Yeah. He made me feel stupid.
That's what fathers are for.
Right? Yeah, right.
Anyway, check out this, and this. I'm not going to bother telling you who it is. If you recognize the voices, shame on you. But it's a bunch of freaking whiny, snobby, elitist twits, and I might pause it so we can slam some of the stuff in between, or if you want, just yell out. But
this is CNN.
This is CNN, and it's not. I didn't want to dig up
MSLSD.
Yeah, or MSLBGTQ, or that. What's that other show that people say they watch? Which I don't think they do, with that the redhead on there, and I don't want to, and the big black woman, and then the other one who
The View.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it out loud, but yeah, that one, and that's I didn't want to dig up that. This is just listen carefully, and you'll see what I mean.
All right.
Just listen to Trump. This is what he said last night about whether or not he would even be interested in coming back to Twitter.
Just listen to him.
Truth Social is through the roof. It's doing phenomenally well. Truth Social has been very, very powerful, very, very strong. And I'll be staying there, but I hear we're getting a big vote to also go back on Twitter. I don't see it because I don't see any reason for it.
Truth Social, if you're wondering, is the other thing Americans don't know anything about. And I think that's the crux of the matter. Can he resist this bigger, it's a much bigger audience on Twitter than he ever got on Truth Social. So no matter what he says here, there will always be a temptation for Trump to take the bigger megaphone.
She's such a loser.
Yeah, I've spoken to a few of his aides over the last, several months about this question, because when it became clear that Elon Musk was probably going to buy Twitter, then the next question was, okay, does Trump get back on? He's saying publicly he won't do it, but pretty much everyone I talk to thinks that at some point he's going to go back on if he judges that it's expedient and useful to him, which he believes it is. He thinks it's his voice directly to the people, et cetera, et cetera. Now, it's kind of the worst nightmare of the Republican leadership on the Hill because, and members of Congress, and they have to deal with people like Manu running up to them saying, have you seen Trump's latest tweet? And they say, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And they run off down the hall. I don't know. I don't have any reporting that he is going to go back on, but most people around him suspect.
I mean, that's absolutely right. That is a concern. With Truth Social, Republicans could say they didn't see it because it is,
and everyone believes it.
And everyone believed it, and most people
Yeah.
did not see it
Because most people did. Yeah. I mean,
But when he tweets it, it's right in the middle of what people are seeing, what people are consuming, what the media is consuming, and then that forces Republicans to respond, which is what was such a headache during the Trump presidency. So if he does get involved in this, I'm sure he won't have there won't be many people on Capitol Hill who are happy about this.
yeah, I mean, it has been such a boon to Republicans that they have not had to deal with this on a regular basis.
Okay.
It's amazing how they talk, all those liberal fucks talk about how the Republicans feel,
All right. First of all, I'm going to guess that's Anna Navarro, Donnie Doorstop, and some non-binary they, them. I don't know what the heck that third one was, but it didn't sound like it was quite sure of its sexuality.
It's funny because I thought the same thing.
Well, I don't know what we're going on Truth Social, and I don't know if it was a mess with the Twitter, and he's on the Twitter. These are a bunch of freaking elitist, intellectual dwarf wannabes, professionals sitting around conjecture. We don't have any real reporting. He finally admitted. Oh, no kidding. Okay, I don't mind us sitting around here rapping away because that's what we do. We're not getting paid anything. Those people are getting paid probably maybe $30,000 an episode. Okay. And Truth Social. Nobody even knows what that is. It's just let me put it this way: living by spite is an awful way to live, and that's what we're seeing here. And they're not even putting on an act. Nobody's telling them to do this. They gave them a format and a platform and said, "Here, be yourselves," and that's the best they could do.
This is the thing. These people are not, doing this, like you said, because they're paid. These are completely vacuous. They're NPCs. They have no self. They are vacant, repetitive, holier than thou virtual signaling robots.
They're the wannabe nihilists. They haven't quite reached that level, but these people are empty. They really are empty.
They are empty vessels, empty-headed, empty souls, just empty.
And I didn't want to. I deliberately, like I said, I deliberately didn't put their names in the script because I'm not giving them credit. They're
That's fine. I'm glad you said I was wrong because that shows that I don't watch CNN enough to know their voices.
So basically, you get one of your points back from that Obama statement. so we have officially disavowed this whatever CNN stands for. But anyway, yeah. So to get back off that was one example of how the left, if you will, responded to Musk. They really had nothing to say about it other than, so he's reinstated. Do you think he'll tweet, or do you think it'll make it easy, or he won't tweet, or he'll no, the billionaire is probably going to use the platform that he put in play for a while. But I'm not going to make any predictions on that or not. But
well, yes, you are, because that's why we're here, is to make predictions about what he's going to do.
Well,
but before we get there, do you know how many followers he's got on Truth?
I right off the bat, I mean, I could look it up. I know Truth isn't as bad as they're making it out. I mean, I believe the first.
I'm just curious. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
No, I believe in the first day when they released in the apps in the Play Store, they got 2 million people, which I thought was that was
well they had trouble in the beginning. They were crashing.
Oh yeah, of course,
backlogged and whatever.
I had a waiting period before. I mean, I think I waited for like a month and a half before I finally got in.
Yeah, there was a long wait, and then there was some people that weren't getting in no matter what.
Oh, here we go.
Right on time.
It's happening.
It's an emergency, but yeah. So
yeah, these people they're so dismissive of MAGA in particular. You know, they're warming up to the Republicans that hate Trump, but anyone MAGA, you know, it goes back to Hillary with her deplorables and Joe Biden calling MAGA, you know, extremists, and he used even worse language. These people are despicable.
Oh, absolutely despicable. And by the way, he only has 4.64 million followers on Truth.
Okay, I don't know what the user base is of Truth, but that's probably more. You know, a better metric to see what percentage of users follow him. But anyway, on Twitter, I don't know where he's at now. I think the last I saw,
he was like in the 80 millions.
Well, he was in the 80s on his old account. Then they zeroed it out when they brought him back, and it had to start recounting again. I don't know if it got up to 80 million. It may have.
Oh, okay. I thought they would. I thought that was just gonna.
They zeroed it out when they brought him back.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Yeah, because his count was canceled. That zero. Trust me, I know this. when you
you want to elaborate a little bit?
When you get suspended or nuked, your followers and following go 0-0, double odd. I have seen that 5 or 6 times over the course of my Twitter career.
So I voluntarily gave up on that, but yeah, that's it.
I understand a lot of people, you know, hate Twitter, think it's useless, but you know, a lot of people.
A lot of stuff got changed around. With the assumed position of Twitter, and when I say that, I'm talking about myself. And we always have this conversation because I think Twitter's just a fad, though long-lasting fad. It means nothing to anybody. And then the Musk comes in, changes stuff up. All of a sudden, people drop off, and then it's like, well, wait a minute. If they're dropping off, how important could it be? And then, of course, what was it? CBS? You know, they took a 36-hour sabbatical. I don't understand that. And then conversely, I hear somebody else say, well, Trump has to get back on. He had 80 million followers. How's he going to reach the people? And I don't think we're at that point where if Twitter went away tomorrow, the end of society would soon follow.
No,
you know,
but it's an interesting question. And I'll give you a couple of my thoughts straight up. Number one, we probably all heard this, that Trump has a deal with what is it, GWAC, whatever, the holding company that holds his SPAC, which is True Social something.
Right.
Excuse me. By the way, that deal hasn't gone through yet, hasn't been culminated.
Oh, okay.
Which I didn't know. Anyway, I've heard that, you know, he would have to wait 8 hours after truthing before it went on any other social media platform.
Yeah, I heard 6, but it's splitting hairs.
Then I went back and read a Forbes article from March, and they said 6.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. Now he's also going back to not culminated yet. He was also, I guess, promised $1.3 billion in funding recently, and that's sort of to keep it going.
Well, that's a nice hunk of change.
That is a nice hunk of change.
Let's hope it's not coming from Saudi Arabia, because they don't want to add another investigation. So.
Yeah, they'll be going after Musk for that. The government, because
they'll just make one up. They don't care.
Yeah, because KGB and blah blah blah. But personally, I really don't know. But it is my instinct that he could not avoid it. Now, I know you guys think Twitter is not that big a deal, but as I keep telling you, you're wrong. You know, maybe someday you'll come around, but I don't see how he could avoid it. Everybody of influence is on Twitter. That's where Trump would have to be.
Well,
I don't see how he
Alex Jones
avoids
isn't
it.
on Twitter, so
He might be soon.
yeah, I get your point, and I don't think we're not gonna beat a dead horse, or even if it's slightly alive on that issue, because I don't think we're ever going to see that on the same plane as far as that goes. I just don't. I just maybe you're right, or maybe I just refuse to believe that a virtual reality, which is what Twitter is. Just like I call this freaking this fake money, this illegal money that's Bitcoin crap. Yeah, people got rich off it, and I hate to tell you, people are also going to jail off it. But so I don't know.
Yeah.
He Trump, from a business perspective or a political perspective, he might want to do something as far as using Twitter again. I take it back, from the business side, that probably wouldn't be the best move if he wants to be a true competitor. But I'm not sure. To be honest with you, this Truth Social thing is so new. I'm not sure what their avenue is, other than the fact that Devin Nunes was talking about moving towards a hybrid Twitter, Instagram kind of Rumble, thing.
Right.
So,
and I'm going to guess that Elon is going to do the same thing. Personally, I would like to see the two of them get together and try to somehow mold or meld their resources into something bigger, than Twitter.
That's a possibility, or he might sell the whole thing to Elon, and then Elon can merge them.
Yeah, I don't
I
don't have enough technical knowledge to know whether that's even possible.
Neither do they. So they have people for that.
Yeah, right.
So.
Yeah, so we'll see. But personally, I think he can't avoid it. I think unless he's going to hide in his basement like Biden did.
But apparently, that's a winning program.
Well, yeah, we're back now. We're back to the ballot harvesting.
That's only a winning solution if you can control all the votes.
Yeah, if you can harvest enough ballots.
If you can harvest enough votes, there,
Well, here's the thing: there's a lot of Republicans talking seriously that's what we have to do to win, is up our ballot harvesting game.
So we got to cheat. We got to cheat better than them, huh?
Right. Which to me, that's banana republic, end of everything.
Yeah.
Right.
If we got to go there,
Well, I'm all for the purple indelible ink.
Yeah.
Dip your finger.
Yeah. It should be one day only, and that's what the Constitution says. Election day.
Now, what Joe was saying earlier, once again, he reiterated, what do they care about what the Constitution says?
Right. Yeah. So, they don't.
They only care about the Constitution if it's explicitly benefits them in the time. Then they cry Constitution. Other than that, they wipe their ass with it.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys a question. So, kind of I'm not sure what kind of question it is, but the implications of this to some people is huge. That this whole Trump is reinstated on Twitter. Like, again, I don't think he should have been off, but I don't care one way or another. But there's reasons why I probably should. How do you suppose this fits in with his future plans vis-a-vis running for office? Because he's already announced, as we announced last week.
Right.
So how do you suppose this is going to affect that? And I'm being a little bit weird here, because I want to stick the special counsel in, the prosecutor. I stick that in there as well. So it's like a triage of Trump announcing he gets this reinstatement, which apparently is huge, and then they have the special counsel, which we all know is
Jack Smith.
The guy. He's a tough guy. You look at him, he's a tough guy. He's one of those guys that he grows his little beard in and he gives you a pose because he's one of them tough guys.
Yeah.
But
by the way,
I think that Trump needs to recruit a bunch of Gordon Liddy types to work for him.
Oh man, if only. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. Do you remember after 2020 what happened? Anybody that even made noise about working with Trump, their families, their law firms, their careers were all threatened, and everybody bailed on them.
And I got to tell you, go ahead, Joe. I don't want to cut you off.
I was going to say, well, that just amplifies what I'm trying to say. There are Gordon Liddy types out there.
That
right?
wouldn't.
These are people that they don't talk much. They don't have a big profile, but they get things done.
And they're not going to bend over like every one of these. I mean, God bless him, Navarro. He gets shackled. I mean, shackled at the airport, and the best he can do. And I could be totally wrong here. I just have a different outlook. The best he could do is go on the talk shows and complain how he was shackled. Are you freaking kidding me? I'd go full scorched earth.
Oh, yeah, could you? I hate to keep beating a dead horse here, but could you imagine if they did that to Liddy?
Well, they did. They threw him in jail, and he freaking turned.
What did he do?
He turned the jail upside down.
Yep.
So, but anyway, Paul, I know you're biting at the bit here. I know you got something to say.
No, I earlier I just wanted to mention when they nuked Trump's account. You know what the last two visible tweets were?
No.
Do not do any violence. Respect our law enforcement.
Right.
They're on our side.
Oh, yes.
That's one of the reasons they had to get rid of it. They couldn't allow those tweets. If people went to his page and looked, they couldn't allow them to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
you know what that's called? Exculpatory evidence.
Yes. And it doesn't matter to them. They're still today going forward. J6 committee is piecing together evidence from phone calls of blah, 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 blah.
But they won't release any of the correspondence that Nancy Pelosi had during the 5th and the 6th. All of her correspondence, all of her texts, all of her emails, all that stuff. You can't see any of that.
Yeah.
Which is going to come to an end, I hope, in January, unless she pulls a Hillary Clinton, and bleaches it. But so anyway, the show about the implication, so I don't know if he's coming back on, if he's not coming back on.
You know what? You want to know what I think?
Yes.
Not really.
Okay.
That's not what we're here for.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you anyway.
All right.
I think that, all right, well, there's 2 years. We got 2 years till the election, right? Which is 2 years of you need to use really all 2 years for campaigning. Obviously, we know this. I think that initially he's not going, because he's running for president, he's going to have to get his word out there. He's going to have to get out there, and he's going to use Truth Social, and he's going to maybe feed in a little bit on the Twitter as like a teaser to go to Truth Social, and he's going to feel it out. He's going to feel it out that way for a while, and eventually he will go full blast on Twitter if he has to. That's what I think.
Okay, here's why you're wrong.
Well, you see everything. Go ahead.
He's going to need all the influencers that helped him in 2016. Now, I know the atmosphere and the zeitgeist is a little bit different, but he's going to need them. All the meme lords, the 100,000 to 500,000 internet influential people. All these people he's going to need, and they feed off of his energy. Do you understand what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah, but all those I agree. But all of those people that you're talking about that are on Twitter, they're also those same people are also on Truth Social.
Well, that sounds like a reasonable take, but watching them on Twitter, unless they're sitting there with two computers open, one on Truth and one on Twitter, I have a hard time imagining that they're carrying on two parallel conversations simultaneously. I mean, some of them obviously would be, because
There's an app
they're
for that
Trump
too.
supporters.
Yeah, I still think that he's going to put a few tidbits on see, first of all, he can't just jump onto Twitter, right? Because he said he wouldn't do it. So that means that he won't do it. I mean, Trump is when he says something, he does it. I mean, you can't. If anybody says that he doesn't do exactly what he says, you're crazy because he says something, he does
What's
it.
going on here?
So he's going to, like I said, he's going to stay on Truth Social just like he said, but he'll start working in Twitter slowly.
All right.
And
Now,
if he finds that he needs more, he'll give more. But it's going to depend on how things go.
Yeah. To dovetail on that, like you were saying, Paul, why can't it be a hybrid? He doesn't necessarily have to be active every 3 minutes on Twitter to get the same support.
Right.
Yes, no, maybe.
well, the thing is, the part of the magic of Donald Trump was his near real time interaction with people on Twitter. If he's got to delay that by 8 hours or whatever, it dulls things.
Well, yeah, sure and if he doesn't really come on Twitter and most of his presence is on Truth Social, people will flood to Truth Social. They will flood there because don't forget when Trump went on Twitter for the presidency, Twitter's the numbers of people that had Twitter accounts went skyrocketed.
He literally
jump.
saved Twitter. Yeah,
exactly. So they'll turn around. They're gonna jump on Truth Social.
Okay, well, you may be right. I can't say 100% otherwise. Oh, I want to point one thing out. That clip you played of Trump saying, "I don't see it."
Right.
Now, listen to his words carefully.
No, of course.
That's lawyer talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is contractually obligated at this point, or thereabouts.
Yeah, I meant to look at the SEC filing to see if there was anything in there, but because people say that he's contractually obligated, I mean, it seems obvious, but I've seen no document proving that.
I thought Devin said I should have grabbed that clip, but I didn't know how deep we wanted to get into this right before a holiday. But yeah, I definitely am. Generally, I'm gonna say this. It's kind of disappointing as an American that's voted since Richard Nixon, I guess maybe.
Wait, what the hell were you voting when you were 12 years old?
I had a fake ID just so I could vote.
Okay, Michael.
Anyway,
he was ballot harvesting too in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
give me them.
Trust me, you want to give me that ballot.
Yeah, back then we used to pull a lever. There wasn't any freaking, Anyway, so my point was, it's really disappointing to me that we're even having to discuss the fact that somebody who's running for office has to have one of these, one or the other, or both, or either. And I'm not ridiculous. I'm in tech. I know what I'm talking about. But I get that we all, we're all infatuated. Everything we do is tech nowadays. But when you break it down, it's pretty sad.
It is sad. And that's an indictment of not only our political system, but our media.
Thank you. I was just going to say that because if our media was unbiased, they wouldn't even need to be on social media.
Yeah, not even unbiased. If they had any legitimacy at all.
That's an entirely a deep well subject that doesn't make any sense to me. But I don't even want to delve into it. But as far as the media goes, they're also being they're rubbing their hands together in two different ways. One, oh, Trump, and two, oh, Trump. Let's face it, these failing media outlets need Donald Trump. They hate that he's going to run for office, but they love that he's back in the news. They don't.
Yeah, I tell you, I've taken the other side of that. They just do it for clicks, for the money. I think they're true believers. I mean, look what they did. They actively worked to make sure Trump was not reelected. They had to know
Yeah.
They had to know it was going to cost them millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And they didn't care.
No, they didn't care, and they broke the law, quite honestly.
Yeah.
That's that. These idiots these whack jobs, they're still on Truth Social and whatever, talking about the insurrection. And my answer is always, let me tell you, here's the litmus test for insurrection. Talk about getting off the topic. If there was an insurrection in D.C. In January 6th,
Careful now.
Today, D.C. would still be smoldering.
You just had to go there. You know? I said careful. What about careful did you not understand?
Speaking of Trump being reinstated, what the heck did that have to do with it? But this aggression will not stand, man. But anyway, yeah. So, I mean,
it's true. You speak the truth.
I mean, these people are so simple-minded. They're given their opinions. By the mainstream media,
much like the president. The present president is given his opinions.
Oh, please.
So did you hear him? Did you hear him at the turkey the turkey pardoning, telling that little that brown boy that hey, if you're bored here, when you're done, you can go steal a turkey.
You can go steal a pumpkin. Go steal a pumpkin.
Yeah, and the media just like, nothing happening here.
I jumped and I was appalled, and that takes a little. It was like, what the heck did he just say? So
yeah, well, you remember his comments from when he was back in the Senate.
Oh, yeah.
These black communities are like jungles, man.
Yeah, we got to put them all in.
And he also said Obama smells good or something.
Yeah.
He's clean.
He's clean. He's a clean Negro.
What?
He's clean and well spoken.
Oh man! I mean, you talk about racist. What the hell was he?
Well, you know what the funny part is? We're sitting here talking about something that was actually done and said by the man who is now the president of the United States at the risk of being chastised and canceled. Not that we have any, not that there's anything to cancel, but you know what I mean. If we had 2 million followers and we repeated what we just said, they would come at us like we were freaking the ones with the hoods and the burning crosses.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's disgusting. But I told you before, and I'll tell you again. And anybody who wants to listen, I'll never back down. I'll never be compelled to call somebody by a plural pronoun. I will never freaking be compelled to use a form of speech that I don't want to use. And
now we're in trouble. He just pissed off the they thems.
Yeah.
Amen, brother. Amen.
They thems. But unless I'm missing something. But anyway, so that's about it for the I think we squeezed all the juice out of that lemon.
All right, that's good because I think somebody's coming to pay me a visit.
Oh, jeez. Speaking of 5-0. All right, guys, happy Thanksgiving. We'll release this, and everybody out there listening, happy Thanksgiving.
And pay attention to Tucker Carlson tomorrow night. He's going to give a shout out for our podcast.
There you go. Tucker's got a podcast too.
Tucker. And you know what? Also, take a listen to Steven Crowder. He's got a good Change My Mind segment this week. So
yeah, I think we should steal that from him for one episode, see what happens, and then send him. Maybe we should spoof him and then send it to him.
I don't think he would. I don't think he would mind. You know,
he'd probably have us on.
I'd rather do an episode called "Blow My Mind."
All right.
Okay, that's a good time to say good night.
Have a great time with your family, even if they are Democrats. It's only one day. You can put up with it.
Be nice.
And don't forget to talk politics around the table. It's always good for a laugh.
Yes.
And just one last time until the holidays is over.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
All right. I'm out.
Good night.
Good night, gentlemen.